Welcome to the Edge of Reality. I'm Gabriel. Today we are diving into Nigeria's fiscal revolution, a tale of ambitious reforms, chaotic rollbacks, and a government trying to code a new economic reality into existence. In the past few weeks, we've witnessed a masterclass in policy whiplash. A controversial import levy suspended, a mandatory bank account rule clarified, and a sweeping new tax law gazetted. Is this the birth of a fairer, more efficient Nigeria, or just another layer in the labyrinth of its economic contradictions? We are decompiling the narrative tonight. Let's start with the story that sparked panic across Nigeria. Just days ago, the chairman of the Presidential Tax Reform Committee, Taiwo Oyedele, stated plainly, no tax ID, no bank access by January 2026. The message was clear and terrifying for millions. But then, within days later, the Joint Tax Board, which is called the JT, issued a sharp rebuttal. Nigeria will continue to have access to their bank accounts even beyond January 1st. So who's telling the truth? Both in a way. Oyedele was technically citing Section 8, subsection 2 of the New Tax Administration Act, but the JTB clarification reveals the government's fear of public backlash. Their solution? A harmonized national tax identification system that uses your NIN or business registration number as your tax ID. This isn't a new policy. It's been around since the 2020, but now it's been supercharged. It seems the left hand of the government writes the law and the right hand quickly sends a please disregard memo. Coordination isn't their strong suit. When Nigerians were worried about their bank accounts, business were facing a direct hit, a 4% free on board levy on all imported goods. The Nigeria Customs Service announced it, and importers immediately screamed. They warned it would fuel inflation, increase costs, and cripple the trade. The backlash was so severe that Finance Minister Wale Endun swiftly suspended it, calling for further engagement with stakeholders. This levy wasn't new. It was tried before and failed. Its rapid suspension proves the government is firing taxes from a scattergun, then retreating at the first sign of resistance. This levy was like a poorly coded virus. It crashed the system immediately and had to be quarantined. Beneath these chaotic headlines lies the real story. The Nigerian Tax Act of 2025, now officially gazetted and effectively January 1st, 2026. This isn't a tweak, it's a total system reboot. It replaces 6 outdated tax laws with a unified code designed for 21st century. Let's break down its core architecture. There are genuinely progressive elements. Small businesses turnover are less than 100 million are now exempted from corporate tax. Low-income earners less than or equal to 800,000 naira per year pay no personal income tax, and a top-up tax ensures multinationals pay a minimum of 15% effective tax rate. Cracking down on profit shifting. Finally, a tax code that doesn't treat small businesses and tech giants like they are in the same bracket. Is Nigeria unique? Hardly. In 2017, mass confusion, multiple rate changes, and technical glitches, but it eventually streamlined a fragmented system. Kenya's attempt to impose a 1.5% digital tax on startups led to such outrage. It was modified immediately. Nigeria's tax to GDP ratio is merely 6%, one of the world's lowest. The government is desperate to widen the net, but the method matters. The use of NIN as a tax ID mirrors Estonia's digital citizenship model. Their system is seamless because it's built on trust and efficiency. Two things Nigeria systems lack. Copying the code from a successful program doesn't work if your hardware is corrupted by corruption and inefficiency. So beyond the legal test and press releases, what does this mean for people? Imagine you are a market trader in Onisha. You heard your bank account might be frozen. You don't know what a tax ID is. You can't afford a lawyer. This ambiguity freezes economic activities faster than any law. The government claims this reform will protect the vulnerable, but the initial communication was elite. shared on X, formerly Twitter, in dense legal language. For the 65% of Nigeria, the informal sector, this felt like a threat, not a reform. A policy designed to include, communicated in a way that excludes the ultimate bureaucratic paradox. So, what happens on January 1st, 2026? We see three potential scenarios. 1. The optimistic part. The NIN tax ID integration works seamlessly. Banks doesn't block accounts. Revenue increases without hurting the poor. Nigeria tax to GDP ratio doubles in 5 years. Then 2. The realistic part. A rocky start. Technical glitches, confusion, and initial frustration, but gradual improvement as systems adapt. While 3. The dystopia part. Widespread account freezes for those unaware of the rules. A boom in corrupt officials selling fast-tracked tax IDs. The informal economy is further marginalized. The government success hands on one word: communication. They must launch a massive multilingual public awareness campaign, not just press releases. They must ensure every market, every village understands this. Hope for the best, but always have a backup savings account under the mattress just in case. Nigeria's tax reform is a necessary revolution. The old system was archaic, unfair, and inefficient. The new code is modern, progressive, and ambitious, but the execution is everything. The event of these past few weeks reveals a government learning in real time, a government that can write advanced fiscal code but still struggles with the basic user interface of public trust. The suspension of the import levy shows they can listen. The tax ID clarification shows they can panic. The Gazetteer of the Arts shows they are moving forward. They've installed the new operating system. Now we wait to see if it boots up smoothly or if it blue screens the entire economy. For Edge of Reality, I am Ebrio. The code is compelling. The output is not yet known. We are all beta testers in this national experiment. Stay vigilant.